Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Berg's Disc Sports. Check out bergsdiscsports.com for the highest quality disc golf bags and gear that have all been fully tested and approved by our disc golf community. The only thing better than Berg's bags is Berg's customer service. For over 10 years, the Flying Disc Store has stocked Australia's largest range of flying disc products. From disc golf discs and bags to ultimate frisbees, throw and catch discs and dog discs, the Flying Disc Store has everything you need. As part of our support of the Tee-Off, the Flying Disc Store would like to provide Tee-Off listeners with 5% off any purchase in the store. Just use the code TEEOFF5 when checking out to get your discount. Visit www.flyingdiscstore.com.au today to grab a deal. And if you have any questions, be sure to contact their friendly staff. And g'day. Welcome back to the Tee-Off, an Australian podcast about the awesome sport of disc golf. My name is Paddy Robinson, and in the booth with me, I've got Timmy Bowen.
Hey, Paddy, how are you, mate?
And Fergie, you're back, man.
Hey, lads, I missed you so much.
Oh, we missed you too, man.
Me.
How's those kidlets? Back on the mend?
Yeah, they're not sick anymore. Well, we are, so that's great.
What about the kidney-lets?
No, yeah, I'm still waiting to piss that one out. I don't know what's going on. Apparently it takes a little while for a kidney stone to get through sometimes. So
you didn't bring the tea strainer with you, did you?
No, I left that at home.
Okay, all right. I appreciate that. Yeah, thanks for that. All right, if that made no sense, go listen to our last episode. And yeah, so straight into a big episode today. It is episode 40. We are finally eligible for all those age-protected divisions as a podcast as a whole. As the only 40-year-old here, Fergie, how does that make you feel?
Great.
No, cool. So, players meeting-wise, just want to shout out Dave Kynaston. He has joined the Patreon last week, so thank you, Dave. Appreciate your support. If anyone else wants to jump on, just follow the link tree in our Instagram bio. All the cool stuff is there. Now, something that's been released over the last 2 weeks is the Sizzler on Gatekeeper with the Tee-Off commentary.
Amazing stuff. Sizzler, yeah. When did that happen? That was roughly 2020?
Something like that.
Yeah. It was pre-COVID.
Yeah.
It was pre-COVID.
That's awesome, mate. Like hearing your voices on Gatekeeper. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty humbling, isn't it?
I was reading the comments, though. One guy said, I've never heard so many mates in one video. So we must say mate a lot. But,
yeah, I didn't realise we said that, but there you go, mate.
I think it went down all right.
Yeah, it was pretty good, mate. Yeah, good.
That was very hard watching myself. I had to watch myself for the commentary. And then to make sure it worked out okay, and then I watched the actual coverage again. I'm like, shit, I putt bad. Yeah. That whole comp.
Well, you redeemed yourself in the commentary at least, did you?
Yeah, I hope so.
I was going to say,
great job, boys.
I was just a win-win for me, but yeah.
Boys, quick trash or cash.
Yeah.
Like pretending that you haven't seen the footage that you're commentating on. Is that trash or cash? Because obviously, look, we all knew Austin threw it in. Yeah. We all knew that was coming.
Oh, mate, I was in the background of the video.
And we had to pretend like we didn't know what was going to happen.
I think we did a pretty good job, actually.
Yeah.
Reasonably convincing.
Yeah, you reckon? Oh, we'll put that out to the audience. Did we pull off that acting gig of pretending?
That's a good one. Yeah, let us know. I am curious to hear.
It felt trash, though, but I think there's no other way to play it.
Yeah.
Like, you have to pretend.
Yeah.
I can't be like, he's about to throw it in.
Yeah.
No.
Especially if the event was like 3 months ago. So.
I mean,
that's it.
we didn't scream like he is the Australian, James Conrad like we planned. So I think we did all right.
That's good stuff.
But yes, if you want to go onto Gatekeeper, they've actually released all of the rounds now, which is, pretty damn awesome. So
and we want them to keep doing this. So make sure you're sharing those links, telling people to watch it, add it to your Instagram stories, get it some, notoriety so that people tune in for the Aussie disc golf coverage. Feedback's been good, even though Justice out there filming by himself. I think that's the most common theme is, get Justice a second camera so he can do the catch cam as well.
Yeah.
But overall, people are loving the Aussie courses, loving something different than the bog standard US stuff.
I think I was a bit fearful that maybe some of the comments might have been a bit rough about us, but it was all seemed pretty positive.
Yeah. There was a few comments attacking the RPM baskets. There was,
okay.
and deservedly so, those baskets did not catch many putts. So, yeah.
But yeah, no, very positive comments for the commentary, so we'll take it. Now, speaking of commentary, I've been enjoying listening to and watching the Disc Golf Network, and I've just been on the prowl to try and get a couple of little commentary gold bits. Now, they don't really come from Nate Doss, I will say.
I thought you were going to bring up Nate Doss's 3 tips for success. Jesus Christ!
Don't hit the trees.
Throw forward. No, I've actually had a couple of little bits of gold from Ian from Central Coast, and I just want to create as a bit of a thing. If you hear some cool commentary out there, just let us know, because we want to play them. But there was one where Ian and Philo were actually talking about Nico LaCastro that I want to share with you boys that I thought was quite amusing. So here it is.
Necessary to win on a consistent basis
with any disc.
Apparently, with any manufacturer's disc, doesn't really matter. He'll figure it out.
Question for you, Violet. Has anybody been sponsored by more manufacturers than Nico?
I'm having a hard time thinking.
I bet you he's the record holder, man.
He's got to be.
I think
he's touched them all, hasn't he?
At
some point or another.
He's tasted the rainbow, that's for sure.
A bag of Skittles.
I actually think Skittles is a good nickname for Nico.
I was just going to say, I think it's just coined him a new nickname.
The other good one is a lot shorter than that, but this is, I can't remember who it was. It might have been AB that's thrown straight into the rough, but this was Ian's thoughts on it.
And the disc is just in there in the heart of darkness, Philo. Look at that.
The heart of darkness.
The heart of darkness. So, yeah, just a few of these little bits that just really make me enjoy that commentary.
Pretty sure, isn't that a film? The Heart of Darkness? I feel like it's some sort of war epic.
Might be. Not quite Dennis Cometti, Ian Anson, but he's getting there.
He's getting there. I think definitely the pair up with Philo makes him a bit more relaxed, and that commentary team in those two is I do like very solid.
It's not quite the no way,
no way.
He did that very well.
Yeah. So it's just that is like the bit of commentary gold in the disc golf world.
Oh yeah, that never gets old.
What's news round the world, round Australia? What's news? What's happened and who's spoken?
All right, thank you, JB. Now, first up, we've got our little recap set, but we've got a few Aussies over in the States playing the AM Worlds at the moment. So I thought we'd do just a little recap of how they're going. Now, they are playing it as we are doing this episode, so we haven't got too many rounds to sort of talk about, but we do have a few people. So
let's shout him out.
Shout out. First one up is Mark Hardy, the Victorian. He's playing MA1. He had his first round. Now, he opened with a 900 rated round, which was 21 over par, and he is sort of tight. He's quite a bit down the list there. But I sent him a message, asked how it's all going. He said it's, pinching stuff, like, dream-like sort of experience.
He's playing Northwood Black, the hardest course ever.
All right,
so 21 over. And
yeah,
I thought 21 was actually his final score, but no, that makes sense now.
Yeah, it's one round. But
that's crazy.
The way it works is you split into pools, so not all the pools are playing the same courses.
Yeah.
And also, they're on smoke watch over there. The air quality's very, very poor. So half of MA1 didn't even play their round today. A lot of them also played a couple of holes before the round was suspended.
Yeah,
so
right.
You won't know sort of where you sit until day 3 when everyone's played the 2 courses or 3 courses or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Northwood Black 21 over. It doesn't seem very bad at all, to be honest.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome that they get to play that course though.
Bloody oath.
I did reach out to Mark as well and said, how's it all going? He said that. But the other thing I did ask him, how many Frisbees have you bought? And he said he's got enough for a new bag already.
Good boy.
Yeah, he's having some fun over there. Nicholas Halstead from Queensland. He's also playing MA1. He had an opening round of 9:35, which was a 4-over, and he's somewhere in the 250 sort of range. They're tied for 250th. The person leading the MA1 event so far,
I saw this.
such a good disc golf name, Chuck Hoffman.
Chuck Hoffman.
Yeah, he does.
Old
He does.
Chuck. But that dude opened with a 10:34 rated round. So
Pretty handy.
Yeah.
Very,
pretty
very handy. Can't believe the the air quality issues they're having. You
Yeah.
said what, fires in Canada? Smoke
Yeah,
signals
there's been
and-
these big fires. I saw the, well, it felt like a little while ago, like maybe a week and a half ago, they had all those pictures of New York and stuff, and it was basically you couldn't see anything.
Yeah, wow.
So yeah, that must have obviously still been going on, and now it's affecting the disc golf event, which, yeah, no good.
No.
I think it looks as though, they obviously couldn't do the round today, but I think those players will catch up the round on the
Yeah.
next couple of days. But it's going to be a rough day if they've got to play like Northwood Black and another course in one day. They'll be wrecked.
Yeah, that's the whole thing with Worlds, though, isn't it? You play as
Yeah.
much disc golf as you can in the
they'll be
smallest amount of time.
Those boys will be frothing it.
So then we go over to the to some of the juniors. So we have a few juniors playing. Henry Arnold is playing in MJ12.
Highs a flight.
Highs a flight.
Good boy, little Henry.
On
He
your
can
Henry?
absolutely shred.
So he's from South Australia there. His round one was 8 down, 913 rated. And I did note there, Henry, you eagled the par 5 and currently tied for 4th, boys.
Yeah,
So-
red hot.
Yeah.
on it.
Saw him hit. It looked like a 50-footer to get a birdie on the last hole of the day. So the kid looks confident, playing
Yeah.
very well.
Is that, is it, some UDisc going on? Is that how you saw that?
Oh,
or
it's
is
just
it
team Highs a Flight exclusive, mate. Just
Okay,
in the
all
group
right.
chat there.
Nice.
Yeah, I might share that on the tee off. How about that?
Yeah, maybe you should. Next up, Alex Kynaston. So he is playing MJ15. There's a couple of pools in there. So his round one was pretty solid. 945 rated, 4 down. He's currently tied for 24th. Now, that's at the Lake Eureka course, and the best score on that course was a 9 down. So he's not far off the pace there.
So 5 back. Yep.
Now, bigger news with Alex, or we can just touch on the last one, then we'll come back to Alex, actually. So his brother, Toby Kynaston, is actually older. He's playing MJ18. His opening round was just under 900 rated, and he shot even as well. Now, somehow he's also, the air quality must have been okay and the timing all right. So he has played his second round, which was also just under 900 rated, a +2. And I did notice in there as well, Toby also eagled a par 5 in there as well. So
Getting the Eagles, boys. Well done.
yeah, I dig it. Now, going back, Alex Kynaston.
He threw the disc roughly 3 kilometres. This is what you're getting at, the long drive
The
competition.
long drive competition and the putting, but the long drive.
Yeah.
He's come out absolutely firing, shocked the field, throwing 197 metres with an Innova Boss.
I think it was 192.7.
192?
Yep,
Sorry.
Just check the boy, all right?
All right, check the
check
boy.
him out, please. I've thrown roughly a max distance of 110 metres, so
Yep.
got to keep him down. Don't be pushing him up here too hard.
How much further was that than second?
I don't know.
It was quite a bit.
I was just,
Yeah.
I was too stoked with that. Yeah.
I think I saw somewhere 50 feet.
Yeah, it was
Thereabouts.
quite a bit. It was
Yeah.
quite a bit.
It's a
Yeah.
fair chunk. Gee, that's absolutely smashing.
That's a shout out to
goodness, man.
Alex and Blake doing all the 360 practice that those boys do, because he whipped out a nice big 360 with a 150 gram Boss.
Yep.
Blizzard Boss, I think that is.
Blizzard
Yep.
Boss, yeah.
Get it up in there in the wind, and yeah, Jesus Christ, that is so far. Almost
That is
200
ridiculous.
metres.
Yeah.
The dude's about 4'1".
Yeah.
Like, I just don't even know how that's happening.
I loved. You can jump over on his socials, guys, on the Instagram, and he does have video of it. I did have a bit of a chuckle. There was the spotter who was obviously watching, making sure there's no foot faults, and you just see his hand go up, and he's just searching for the disc. He was holding it there for about a good 20 seconds or so.
Yep.
But yeah, absolute epic. So he came first in the long distance, and then I think he was third in the putting as well. So
Pretty handy.
That is scary.
Yeah.
Yep. There's not much else you need other than throwing far and putting.
So yeah,
And not that it was necessarily an official. Well, Mick Cansey's world record was an official one, 180 odd meters back
Yeah.
in the 80s. Anyway, he's pipped that, obviously.
Yeah.
Another Western Australian, though,
yes.
throwing of what would be on record as the furthest throw in Australia. Or no, it's by an Australian.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I guess.
No,
it's
well,
the
surely,
furthest-
yeah.
Furthest official. I mean, yeah.
I've
Yeah.
seen Simon Lizotte threw just over 200 metres at the 2017 Aussie Open.
Yes, he did. But no, we don't care that.
No, that's okay.
It was cool to witness. So, yes, furthest official. You hear that, Blake Houston? Furthest official. There we go. No worries. Now, Tim, I did see another article during the week. If, these young fellas, he's 15, he's coming out doing all these amazing achievements. So if you are feeling a little bit down on yourself, there was this great article that actually had a correlation between big noses and penis size. So
there you go.
There you go, mate.
Sweet,
So
mate.
just to make you feel good, I'll send it to you after. No worries.
Now, we do have to give a shout out, importantly, to the disc golf dads that are also with these young fellas overseas. Dave Kynaston, James Arnold, taking one for the team, carrying the bags, keeping the young hotheads in check. Well done to those two.
Yeah, I wonder how Dave is going because he's got two there and they're usually playing on multiple courses. So I'm sure he's rushing around a bit. Yeah. But yes. Now, just quickly in other news in Australia, just wanted to give a quick shout out. Luke Turnbull has been nominated for the PDGA Global Board of Directors. He's up against 6 other candidates, I think. 5 other candidates. One including Nate Heinold as well, I noticed there, who's, interesting. So good luck, Luke.
Good luck with that one, Lukey. Now we'll get straight into the actual recap. We had 2 events over in the States. First one was the Disc Golf Pro Tour event, Dynamic Disc Open, which is an Elite Series event on the beautiful Emporia, Kansas course. MPO was actually, this has got to be a mistake. Parker Welk.
Welk?
Yeah, that's got to be. I must be looking at the amateur event. Parker Welk.
Parker Welk,
One-shot win over Calvin Heimberg. What the hell happened? Who the hell is Parker Welk?
Yeah.
No one knew before this event.
Yeah, he's Prodigy. Prodigy.
I looked him up. Huntington Beach, California.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's a sport-rich
No one's
California.
come from there, no?
Yeah.
No one's from there.
No, it seems like a stand-up kid, Parker. He just absolutely shredded the course too. He was behind Calvin in the last round and got a really massive eagle on hole 14. That was the turning point, 3-shot swing. Don't know if you saw that hole.
Did see that.
Parker,
downhill.
Parker just forehand off the tee. Calvin went for the riskier backhand. You kind of have to flex it. It's sort of fading with the slope of the green to the OB. Definitely not a backhand shot. And Calvin just paid the no forehand tax. Hit an early tree, kicked OB. And then Parker hit this downhill 60-plus foot putt to get the eagle. Yeah. And then Calvin missed a C1 putt. So pressure got to him.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Amazing to see him win.
I love the fact that afterwards when he was doing his the award speech, he mentioned about the fact that you just had him at 1%.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
The day before.
1%.
1% chance of winning.
That's great.
Before going into the final round.
He said he took it personally.
He did take it personally.
That's awesome.
Isn't that a bit disrespectful?
No, absolutely it's disrespectful.
I'm sure he won't be 1% ever again. Well done, Parker. I did see his par save putt from the drop zone where he hit it. It was at least it was outside circle 2. Well and truly. He actually hit a gap between a forked tree, and then after he's hit it, he's run down and he's done this jump fly kick through the actual fork.
It was sick.
I was like, mate,
if
I tried that, I'd just...
Oh, mate, I'll be doing a hammy.
He actually got a really cool, I don't want to spoilers, but he got an ace on the practice round coverage on Jomez for Des Moines.
Oh, really?
And it was sick. He'd never seen the hole before. Blind ace, didn't know it had gone in. And when they confirmed it went in, he found a gap in a tree to jump through again. So it's just a cool dude, Parker Welk.
That'll be a good stamp logo for him.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Nice.
Very good win. He's one to watch, can play. FPO, wasn't KT. Hayley King got the win over Holland Hanley.
Yeah.
That round was swinging back and forth like a rusty gate. Holland actually started the back 9 up, then lost her lead, and then she eagled the last hole when Hayley King birdied to force a playoff.
Yeah, man. Awesome. She can play Holland.
Absolutely. Yeah. So playoff, hole 16, Island. I want to ask you boys, if you flip the coin, win the coin toss, do you elect to drive first on hole 16 or second? It's the one that Macbeth beat Gossage on in Worlds last year.
First.
You go first?
Well,
yeah.
So you make the island, put the pressure on.
Yeah.
Versus dealing with that pressure to make it.
That's exactly what Hayley King did. She won the coin toss, went first, stuck the island, and then Holland came up agonizingly short, threw a perfect looking shot, came up 2 meters short. She did the exact same thing in the last round, and just didn't correct from her mistake.
Yeah.
That's got to be frustrating.
Yeah.
I hate making the same mistake twice.
Also, don't like on the island. You know, you notice they painted the OB line
I
inside.
saw Albert Tam get stiffed there.
Yeah,
He stuck the grass.
Yeah.
And he was OB.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Trash.
Yeah, that's trash.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
There's no reason for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very clear, like, it's cut grass right down to the water's edge. Like,
Yeah.
you know if it's in or out.
Yeah.
yeah. There was a couple of highlights as well. People making the putts from the drop zone on hole 16.
Yeah, I saw Cyan Under got one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And KJ as well. He was on
right.
an absolute heater, I think in the second round, maybe. And then, yes, hole 16, out of the hand, looks like it's on an absolute line to the basket, and he hits the bottom of the cage, like whatever that stupid metal thing is, and rolls OB. I was like, that's just
I know. And then
savage.
And then he skims off the top of the basket from the drop zone.
Yeah.
OB again.
Yeah.
So it just goes from like an ace run to like a, I don't know, 6 or a 7.
So
KJ's just not been his year. He's been.
he's coming. He's building though.
It's coming good.
He's building. I've had him in my pit. My six the last few times. Yeah,
Yep, haven't been
he's
I thought
building.
he was Prodigy's top player.
No way.
Oh, no, sorry.
Not even close.
No, that's right. I know. Gannon came
C
back.
grade.
That's okay.
No. Nice.
What else have I got? KT. She came fourth behind Ella Hansen. So just a bit of KT watch.
Nice.
Next one was
She played left-handed, didn't she?
Yeah, she must have. I don't know. You don't see her down there off the podium. Disc Golf Pro Tour Des Moines Challenge Elite Series event. This one was taken up by Gannon Burr. He had a 3-shot win over Isaac Robinson. There's another good Prodigy boy. So the thing with
both of them.
Both of them. Well, Fergie was saying it's just Gannon, but Isaac Robinson's smoking it.
Absolutely.
FPO.
His brother was
his
killing
brother,
it.
yeah.
Yep.
That
Spot
round
on.
too. Ezra was up there for a while.
Hey, brothers. I don't think I ever clued onto that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. You know how the last name?
Yeah, last name.
We're
So-
cousins
so
too.
you're a brother
funnily
as well,
enough. Yeah.
Paddy's their dad.
I was going to say we're all brothers in the eyes of Jesus. Who those boys?
You're losing all of our religious fans here. But, FPO. KT won this one by roughly 5 million strokes over Missy
That's
Gannon.
better.
Yeah. Yeah, Des Moines. Unfortunately, the second round was cancelled due to thunderstorms that just weren't going to clear. So it was just a 2-rounder. And, Gannon got an easy win there. I did see old mate Greg Barsby was in the podium too. So he did very well.
Yeah, he had a killer round.
Very good stuff. Other news over in the States is, of course, legal news. Did you guys see this?
Actually, I didn't see this, so this is news to me.
Brand news off the news dial here. Some nuffy is suing Paul Macbeth and Dylan Cease, who they are the co-owners of the Throwdown the Mountain course in Florida.
Yeah,
Because
that saved the course from
saved the
being
course.
redeveloped.
Exactly. They bought it to save it from being whatever.
Yeah.
He got hit in the head by a frisbee during a tournament.
Yeah.
And he thought, I'll just sue them. They're rich.
Yeah.
Give me a little bit of that cash.
Yeah. Apparently, like, the PDGA has reached out to this bloke to say, hey, we've got this insurance. He's like, no, I'm not going down that line. He reckons he sees dollars.
I want Macbeth's black McLaren, please.
Yes. Apparently, he's the owner of one of the local route disc golf stores. And did you guys see the review Nico LaCastro left on this? Or
no, I did not.
That's worth a look. He's left this 1-star review, and he's just named and shamed this dude. Apparently, he's stolen a lot of money from a lot of Clash discs. Apparently have sent him all this product. He hasn't paid for any of it. Nico's out there calling him a thief and all this sort of stuff. I did jump on and have a little look at the reviews now, and that 1-star rating, now this was months ago with Nico. Apparently before all of this lawsuit,
this is totally separate.
This is totally separate. But you look at the old 1-star reviews now, and yes, they've jumped up quite a lot. In fact, I got warnings when I joined the site, and I was like, there's a lot of traffic on this site. We're monitoring it because there's so many negative comments. I'm like, ugh.
Do you think this nuffy was out on the course trying to get hit? Like one of those people doing an insurance job or what, running out in front of cars?
My back,
was he just
my back.
dashing around the court?
That would make a good Instagram video.
Apparently it was during a tournament, during an amateur weekend or something like that.
Yeah, right. Well, whoever threw it didn't do the job. They should have just thrown it harder.
Just classic America, isn't it, though?
Oh,
yeah.
Anyway.
Because it's clearly Paul Macbeth's fault while he's, over in, Europe.
Yeah.
Anyway. Good on you, mate.
Got to give a shout out. Mum, Dad, they've both hit me with frisbees during the course of my life. So you guys will be served. Time to lawyer up.
I'm pretty sure Nancy's been smacked in the head once or twice.
No, that was actually Cam Ford's daughter.
Okay,
Cam Ford. I'm going to remind May.
You hear that, May? As soon as you turn 18, we've got it. The lawsuit ready.
Yeah, I've screenshotted it for you.
Just bloody shocking stuff, though. Hopefully that lawsuit goes nowhere because, I mean, you step onto a disc golf course and you get hit. That's just, it's a risk that you take when you step onto a disc golf course.
Yeah.
Now, over to Australia. We had the Crater Lakes Classic in Mount Gambier that was taken out by me.
Yeah, there was.
Thanks to the Porters boys.
What was that like? 18
Played
degrees, sunny.
Oh yeah,
no
weather.
wind. Yeah.
The weather was god awful. Jeez, it was shocking. It was pissing down. It was freezing cold. They at least gave us a chop out. No, they didn't give us no chop out. It was windy too.
Yeah.
Just everything. They threw everything in there. Absolutely awful. We all played trash in MPO, but luckily, thanks to all the sandbaggers, so I had a win. Yeah. They were all in MA1. So I got a win over Matt Noblet. FPO was taken out by Sarah Lee over Cassie and Tosh. Yep. Now, being our 40th episode, I thought I might shout out the over 40 divisions. So I'm going to do MP40 and MA40 for this episode.
Nice.
MP40, Alex Costales got a win over Chris Hart.
Nice, Alex.
And MA40, Justin Clark.
Yeah.
So that rounds out a nice Heiser Flight Ausdisc clean sweep.
I did see a photograph of the Heiser Flight team there all wearing, holding their number ones.
Yeah, we had a good win. Yep.
Yeah, very solid.
We do like to win as a pack.
That's good.
Now, the Sandbag Cup, also known as MA1, was taken out by Gareth Morgan. And he did have the best overall score, but he didn't step up to MPO, so sucked in. I'll take the win there. Next comp, Caddo Crush in Carindale in Queensland.
Caddo Crush.
Caddo.
Sounds like a drink from the 80s.
Yep, I'm rolling with Caddo. MPO, taken out by Paul Phillips. His first win in MPO.
Hey, well done, Paul.
Well done to Paul. Kudos for stepping up. He was the sixth highest rated person in the comp and got the chocolates, so very well done by Paul Phillips.
Very solid.
One to watch. I'm putting another crosshair on his name for Queensland Open in the next couple of weeks.
All right.
MP40 taken out by Gavin Cowan over Aaron Curell.
Nice.
And MA40 was taken out by Dennis Oladvig. I don't know.
Oh, Dennis.
Is that how you say his last name? I made it
Ludwig, yes.
Sounds good.
I pronounced the W with a V. Made it sound a bit more European.
That's nice, yeah.
MA1, good win by Hayden Fatini as well.
On your Haydo.
Now, next up, we've got the Cold Snap in Molong, and then the big one, the Queensland Open.
Yes, very feeling that Queensland Open's come up very quick, by the way.
Yeah.
Cold Snap is looking, true to form.
You coming, Paddy? It's next week.
Well, mate, I've tweaked the back a little.
Make it happen.
I'll be honest. I need to contact my fantastic physio, Ryan Michel, and see if he'll actually give me a pass.
Just saying Jade Brady called you a pussy. That's what I'm saying. That's
did he?
intel. Yeah, DM'd me. Yep. Oh. Should have heard what Dan Frost...
Shots fired.
I'll tell you what, you can kiss Jade Brady.
Should have heard what Dan Frost said about your mum, Paddy. I would just take it personally, but if you want to just stay home and not play, that's fine. Make it happen. I'm just egging him on. All right. Now, news segment in the recap is the Bain Watch. Just a couple of quick ones for Lukey Bain. He came 22nd at Konopiste in the Czech Republic. Only 11 shots behind Macbeth. Yeah, so solid. Very well done. Yep. Got to compare yourself.
It's a pretty tight field. 22nd, only 11 shots.
Yeah, it was very, very well done.
Tight.
And he came 36 at the Croc Hole. Croc Hole, Paddy. Croc Hole.
The Croc Hole.
The what?
Sounds like a beautiful place to live. Great place to raise a family. Over in Norway. He made the cash by one shot, Lukey Bain. So well done. He was actually 26 shots behind the GOAT at that one. So but very, very well done. And that's all I got.
Looking for help with course design and installations, a new disc or other accessories for your game? Well, Ausdiscs has a huge range of all disc golf equipment in stock. 5% of each sale goes back to support your local club through their rewards program. Also, did we mention they have next day shipping? Well, jump online and check out Ausdiscs now at www.ausdiscs.com.au.
We just called to have a chin wag. We just called to have a chat with friends. We just called to talk some disco and to catch up on the latest disco trends.
All right, Nick Halstead joining us from overseas at Amateur World Champs. Thanks for joining us, man.
No worries. Glad to be here. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Now the old time difference has been a bit of fun. I think it's about 7 a.m. for you and 9 p.m. for us. So yeah,
Yeah.
This is my bedtime,
Yeah,
Pete.
it's
So staying up for this.
well past my bedtime actually lately. Yeah, man. So you've had one round already.
Mhm.
Played that on the Northwood Blue course. Is that
No,
correct?
that was on the
Wildlife. Okay.
wildlife park. Yeah.
Okay. So you shot a 4 over, 9:35
Yeah.
rated.
Kept it very clean, mate. Very well done.
Yeah, like pretty close to my rating, which I was pretty happy with. I don't think the score really reflected how I felt walking off the course because I walked off a pretty happy man because like I saw multiple people around me just stack on double bogeys. So it was nice to keep it only with 5 or so bogeys and a couple of those with some like unlucky breaks or just a few missed putts. But no, it was a good first round, and I think the scheme of things.
Yeah, we were chatting before we hit record, and I sort of said it back in USA DGC. I went full yeet and just went for birdies and got myself a lot of doubles and a couple of triples. But you played it a lot more sensibly, going for pars. And yeah, I highly recommend sticking to that strategy, mate. That's definitely a lot smarter. You'll feel a lot better at the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the biggest thing with these courses is how to keep your ego in check, because as soon as you get off these fairways, like you need to take your medicine and just pitch back out, because if you try to go for the hero shot, you're turning potentially a par or a bogey save to maybe a quadruple bogey. Like it happens. So especially at Northwoods Black. So yeah, need to accept the fact that pitching out of the woods is probably the best scenario.
Yeah. You mentioned you got the Northwood Black.
Yeah.
That's a pretty glorious course. Probably, would you say it's is it the most difficult disc golf course in the world, Northwood Black?
I think so. Like, what was par was over 1,000, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think par is like 1,008 rated.
Have you had a practice round there, or are you going?
I did. I shot 16 over, which I was actually pretty happy with.
Yeah, nice.
Like I took an 8 on the famous hole 12, which is like the 1,000-foot par 5. I would describe Northwoods Black as like, because I got to play Inverleigh. It's like the lines and the really narrow fairways of Inverleigh with the elevation of Tunnel Ridge Ranch, but then you just add like 50 to like 100 meters on every hole.
Yeah, right. And don't
like
change
the first hole.
Yeah.
And don't change the par. Like the first hole's this 140 meter downhill shot that is just it's ridiculous, but it's an amazing course, but can definitely be extremely hard on both the body and the mind, because you've got to concentrate on every shot.
Yeah, we saw Mark Hardy put in a +21. Do you know what the hot score was on Northwood Black today?
I think it was +8.
+8. So yeah, that's it.
I think that was like 970 rated.
Yeah.
Wow. So
yeah, wow.
Yeah, how are you feeling going into that one tomorrow or today?
Yeah, today. I'm excited. I'll be glad when it's done.
Yeah,
I have to play we have to play the course twice in MA1, which is going to be really tough. But look, I just want to have fun. My little bucket list, get 1 birdie on the course. I had a putt during a practice round and just missed it. But try to get a par on every single hole. My goal is to get a bogey or a double bogey on that big par 5 hole 12. Like, no point aiming for anything unnecessary. So just if I can shoot around +10, I'd be very, very happy with that.
Are you how's your resilience levels? Like, you pretty sort of hard going guy, or you're a bit high maintenance? Do you sort of need that sort of stuff called oxygen when you play, or are you sort of good to go without breathing? Because I hear that is just horrendous there at the moment.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like, luckily, it hasn't affected Mark and I, because we've had early tee-offs because our ratings aren't as good as all these other Americans. But yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, so what happened was, like, there's massive wildfires happening in Canada, and all that, like, smoke and stuff is going down the east coast of America. And so, they posted yesterday saying the air quality index was like over 100 something. and so they had to cancel the first round for a lot of people, and so they have to tee off at like 7:30 this morning at Northwoods to finish, and then go to the other course. So a lot of people are up in arms about it because, you know, they have to play 2 courses in one day, and things like that. But luckily it hasn't affected me yet, which is really good. But it is really, really hazy. It's like when we had the bushfires a couple of years ago, and all the area was just super smoky. So
funny. We've definitely had a few bushfires in Australia, but I've never heard about anything being called off for air quality. We just suck it up and
I can just picture like there'll be a cohort of disc golfers in the States, like while they were told to wait at the course in case play resumed, they'd just be like, oh, it's smoke outside, but they're probably just waiting in their car, just punching bongs. Smoke filled.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Can't breathe out there.
Well, it was really funny because like a lot of people were complaining, going like, oh, they've told us not to like to stop playing, yet we're still here standing waiting to play at the course. Like, it's practically the same thing. So yeah, I don't know, but
oh well, interesting. So mate, you've talked about Northwood Black, you've played the what was the other one? Wildlife. Yeah. So the other 2 courses you've got as well is Sunset Hills and Northwood Blue. What are those like?
So I don't play Sunset Hills. That's for MJ18s and maybe FA1. I got to play it in a practice round. It's really, really fun. So I'm excited to see what like people like Levi Stout from New Zealand shoot there, and a couple of other people. But Northwoods Blue, which if you look at like the map and like the par, it's very similar to the course in Carindale that I like, the actual distance. And so I was like, oh, cool, maybe I can get a few more birdies. Yeah, it is still really hard. There's a lot more park style holes, but there's still a fair stretch of them that are these like 120 meter par 3s through absolute like 4 meter wide fairways. So like I said before, if I can get a par in every single hole and just walk out with even or a couple over or a couple under, I'm a very, very happy man. So I play that tomorrow, so that will be fun, because my practice round I shot +1 and I was pretty happy with that.
So after 3 days, you'll have played all the courses and everyone will have caught up on the round that they missed yesterday?
Yes. Some people today will have to play 2 courses, and tomorrow there'll be a reshuffle, so the pools will be combined, the pools will be reshuffled. So hopefully I can stay in the A pool, because I was pretty proud of the fact that I made the A pool. But if I get knocked down, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. And then we'll see if we make the cut for the final day. But if I don't, it means more time to play other courses in Peoria or go and watch and things like that. So
sweet. Yeah. So what other plans after this one? Are you doing a bit more traveling around the States, playing any more tours?
No, I get on a plane, I come back, I have 1 day off, and then it's Queensland Open time.
I was going to say, he's coming back to play Queensland Open, man. Come on.
Yeah. First, I was like, after this I'm taking, because I haven't been taking cash in MPO in Australia, so I could play this, which has been amazing. But as soon as I come back, I'll start taking cash. So hopefully we can snag a good place at Queensland Open to get some cash, because there's going to be a really good payout there. So, but yeah, I can't tell if this is going to be a really good warm-up for Queensland Open or if I'm just going to be absolutely tired and rooted. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, you'll come back and the tournaments here you won't be as nervous. I remember that first couple of months once I was back from the States, everything just seems so much smaller scale here. So you're just much more relaxed. And it seems easy for a while. I wish I could keep that feeling long term, but at least the first couple of months it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really odd. Like I walked off the course and I was like, +4, that's not bad. And I check, I'm like 270th. I'm like, wow, okay. Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Yeah. So you mentioned Levi Stout as well. Like the Aussies kind of staying in a similar sort of place, and you getting around Levi and Mark, or
Yeah, and I got to hang out with the Kynaston boys a few times now, which has been awesome. I know everyone in Australia has been bugging him about how well he did in the distance comp. Like I've got people in Queensland messaging me going like, what did he throw? How did he throw? I'm like, I wasn't there. I wasn't watching. Stop asking me. He's got a video on Instagram or something. Ask him.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, Alex, I think he's doing a pretty good job. I think he shot an egg 4 on the course he played. He played 2. Actually, I'm not sure. He was meant to play 2 rounds yesterday, but the second round might have got cancelled. So we'll see. But yeah, I've got to see. I think I've seen all the Australians except for Henry Arnold. I haven't seen him around. He's in the juniors.
He's doing well.
I got off the plane.
Well.
Yeah, he's tied for fourth.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Yeah. But no, yeah, I've tried to see all the Australians, and obviously I'm staying with Mark, so that's really good. But yeah, I brought some like Freddo frogs and caramello koalas to give out to people on my card, and
Yes.
I got to meet Ricky Wysocki yesterday, which was cool, and I tried to poach him for nationals and stuff. I'm like, well, Drew and Jen came down, so surely you can come down, and yeah, so that was a really cool experience.
Tell him we don't have as many ticks. He might be.
I'm glad I hope you didn't say that, Tony.
I did not know.
Yeah. Unreal, man. I did message Mark Hardy earlier and just said, how's it all going? And the one question I did ask him, how many Frisbees has he bought? And he said he's bought enough for a new bag already. So are you a bit the same? Have you sort of gone nuts on the old disc golf shop and, just having everything?
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure my parents and my girlfriend are going to be a little frustrated with me, but that's okay. Because I buy a lot of like Discraft and Ledgestone discs, and because this is the major sponsors like Ledgestone and Discraft, I gotta get them while I can when there's like free shipping and stuff. So,
have the Fly Mart yet, or is that on?
Yeah, that was last night. And like they had pastry dyes there, which is so cool because obviously we have a pretty good dyeing community in Australia, but the dyes that they do here are just next level. So I picked up a few of those, and got a disc signed by Ricky and a few other just general discs. But yeah, I got some, and like the players pack was just phenomenal. Like we got a Bushnell, like the speaker that like you can press the button and it tells you how far away you are from the hole. Shirts, polos, poison ivy, like repellent, like a grip 6 belt, and then like 6 discs.
Telling me that there's a speaker that I can just click a button, not have to actually ask Tim, about how far a distance is, like, so I can talk to Tim less. This is great.
Yeah,
I
would highly recommend it. I think it would make your rounds far less frustrating. And also will save time with people getting their rangefinders out and clicking a button and standing there for 30 seconds.
I love doing I love wasting that time.
It just connects up to UDisc and you press a button. It's like you are 85 meters away from the hole, which is, it's pretty cool.
Handy.
All right. Cool. That's definitely going to get bored, and I'll have to explain that one to the wife. But no worries. It sounds awesome. Players pack. That's great.
Yeah, chock full of goodies. But I'm sure you're having a blast there, Nick. We're certainly rooting for you back home, mate. I won't be rooting for you when you're back here playing Queensland Open. But all the best for you around today and tomorrow. And we'll have a look.
No, thank you.
Days. We'll be checking the scores and see how you're going.
Yeah. If you see I'm like plus 15 after 5, maybe stop checking. But we'll see how we go. I'm looking forward to playing it. And thank you for the call.
Awesome, man. It's all about the experience anyway. You're going to gain so much.
Yeah, exactly.
So, just have a good time, and I hope your card mates are all good and you're having a lot of fun. All right.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Next up, Fergie. We got a question sent in last episode asking us a little bit about basket sort of design and bad putts and what catches well and etc. So
you asking me this because of the bad putts thing, or
no?
Okay.
No, not at all.
Oh, basket design.
Design. Yeah, we thought why don't we turn this into like a full segment and pick your brains, because the question was originally actually sent in to you. Tell us a bit about your experience with basket design.
Do you remember what the question was?
Yeah, I can get it up.
Pretty sure it was Fergie. The RPM baskets were real shit. How would you design a better basket?
Well, I can't speak to that.
No.
I don't understand another brand's design of basket, but I do know mine. And we've designed a few baskets at Rad, which has been, can I say, a very cool process.
They're also shit, but no, sorry, no, they're good. I'm a big fan of the Ace baskets. Very big fan.
You might have one or two at your house. Or?
Two in the backyard.
Two in the backyard.
The pro ones, the mid-level ones that you use at putting league. Forget about them.
They catch very well. Excuse me.
Is that right?
They do.
I'll take your word for it.
All right. I'll tell you, I'll read out the question for you. So, Gossage spit outs over the Portland Open. That's where it came from. As a basket designer, can Fergie talk about basket design and what a good putt should be?
The Portland Open, were they? I've got a feeling they were the
Latitude ones.
Oh,
yeah.
Latitude. Okay, right. I think the Latitude design, for example, I don't think that's really changed over quite a long period of time now.
Yeah, I think it's pretty similar across DD and as well.
Most brands have kind of at least come out with a model and then, made a version 2 or a version 3 if they've kind of tweaked a few things and stuff like that. And we've done the same as well at Rad.
Yeah.
We did come out with the Ace basket a couple of years ago now, and we've made a couple of new versions
now,
of it.
the Ace basket is your championship level basket.
It's true.
Yep.
Yep.
So, and you've got, Rad has a bit of a range of baskets, so that's the highest quality, the best type to get, and then you go sort of down from there, and have other things about portability and blah, blah, blah. But doing that first initial process, how do you get, how do you design a basket and how do you get it approved by the PDGA? How does that work?
Well, I think, to be honest, I would probably like to spend more time in R&D for designing a disc golf basket.
Yep.
But, the molding cost and things like that to actually set up something to just do multiple trials is quite expensive. Mm-hmm. So you're doing the best
it's
you can.
It's not feasible. Yeah.
No, it's not feasible, no. And so, we've kind of developed a few ways to kind of alter chain configurations and what have you to try and come up with a decent catching basket. Mm-hmm. And the range of baskets we've got, like you said, we've got the birdie, the eagle, the ace. Mm-hmm. There's different standards of PDGA approval for baskets, for anything from basic, standard, championship kind of approvals.
Okay.
And that's dependent on the baskets. It's got to meet certain specifications, but it's also got to, to get championship status, you've got to have a certain kind of, gaps between the basket, the top, the distance between what's called the target zone, which is basically the top of the basket, the band, if you like. If it has a band, or if not, just the top with the chains hanging to the top of the cage.
Do they have rules around the weight of the chains, amount of chains, the coating on the chains, things of that nature?
Not so much about the chains, no. That's why you can have stainless steel chains, you can have galv chains.
That's so dumb. The chains are the one part of the basket that really affects the performance.
Yeah. No, look, generally, most baskets have a 40 mil length link.
Okay.
Yep. So the inner link is 35 mil. Usually a link is about 5 mil in width. So that's about the standard. Some baskets come out, they're definitely a little bit shorter in their length. And for example, I know the RPM baskets or certain versions of that have had a shorter link. But whether that's got to do with catching, is it going to catch worse? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's exactly what PDGA needs to look at is what catches great. And this is the standard. I think Drew Gibson was talking about it a while ago, chains shouldn't be slick. They should be powder coated and slightly coarse. So there's a bit more friction when the disc hits the disc.
Yep.
Things of that nature is why
that's
do we...
tricky though. Powder coating is going to...
Not powder coating, galvanizing.
Galvanizing.
Oh,
some sort of...
Yeah. Oh, I knew what you meant.
Well, you just mentioned stainless steel and gal. So you've done some tweaks to the basket design utilizing both.
Yep.
That's been tested for a while. What are your thoughts on stainless steel and what are your thoughts on gal?
Stainless steel is great. It's a great product for being just in terms of longevity. It's shiny, bright, looks good. Galv is a bit more dull, but we've tried both, and we're actually kind of having done a stainless steel basket for a couple of years, going to move back to a Galv basket.
Sure.
Because it catches better, or for other reasons?
Look,
it's also going to be dearer. Yeah, stainless steel will
actually
be more
pretty
expensive.
comparable. Yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty comparable.
Interesting.
So I still think that stainless catches quite well. The only thing I would think is that maybe on a more of a dewy morning, if something's a bit, if maybe the chains are, coated in a little bit of moisture, they could be a little bit more slippery. Some might say that they are more slippery even on a warm day. Don't know, but I do think that there is something to be said for a grippier galv chain. So we're going to move back to that in our latest version.
I think what we really should do, we should put it out to the listeners and get people to like rank their baskets. Like, what would be your favourite basket to putt on?
Well, I was going to
Rat ace,
of course.
I do genuinely like. I like a heavier gauge sort of basket. So like I when I putt, because I putt reasonably hard. When I putt at it, it like I feel like the chains are heavy. So that some of the best ones that I have putted on have been definitely the Rad Ace, but also the Mac X's.
Yeah, the Mark X's.
Yeah,
I feel like
PDGA.
Those ones have got lots of chains and they're lighter weight. Would you say that, or you reckon they're heavier?
It'd be really hard. I think the fall of the chains is different. So you're going from like, thick outside and more of that traditional style coming down, whereas the Mac X's sort of like they come down and then they've got the crossovers of the chains and it makes it look more full. I think
it feels full.
So I don't know whether that's the thing, but I remember being like, okay, these chains feel like heavy, and it feels like when I'm putting in, my putter doesn't really have that risk of going into the pole. It just feels like it's quite broad. It's like there, heavy. It's that blanket kind of feel. I guess.
I think there's having those cross chains definitely is going to help stop you getting dead center spit outs. Versus baskets that don't have that, where you might get some either sneak through and pop out the other side, or hit dead center pole and pop out forward. But it's also a fine line between making sure that there's not so much chain that if you're not hitting dead center and you catch a little bit right or a little bit left, you're not just getting pushed out.
If the chains are too heavy or there's too much of a blanket there, they'll just get pushed out. I feel like that's what happens with the RPMs. Is like they don't catch left and right all that well because the chains are heavy. Unless you're like pushing your putter real hard into them, they just get out. And I don't putt 50 miles an hour. I putt, I'm sort of finessing it in there a little bit more. And I find that I prefer baskets that have a softer chain. Lots of lighter chains more so than just fewer real heavy chains. And
it's interesting, like you touched on it then, about your style of putting and how, the basket receives your disc.
Yeah.
Because there's obviously all types. There's spin putters, there's all sorts of different styles.
Push, hard, high, floaty, nose down, nose up.
Exactly. Yeah. And how what's the best, like, the most consistent putt or what's going to be, staying in the basket. And I have thought about this a little bit, but I personally liken it to, if you're trying to do 10-pin bowling and to get a strike, you're best not to hit it dead on.
Yeah.
You hit it just coming in at a slight angle. As it tells you on the screen when you're at the Bowlerama. Come in at a slight angle. And I think if you're coming in at a slight angle and almost kind of already coming down in towards the basket, I think that's going to be the sweet spot. That's where you're going to have discs stay in the basket. You're not going to hit dead center pole. You're not going to glance off. You're not going to spit through as much.
Yeah,
that's my theory. Anyway.
Jeez, I was just thinking about your bowling analogy, and geez, I'd love to have the bumpers up when I'm putting. Have that little ramp, just roll the putter in.
But you said it before about the standards though on PDGA. Do they have to do something about it? And it's a tough one, and I think that's why I envy a sport like golf, where you've got the cup. It has to be a certain width, diameter. It's got to be a certain depth, and that's it. Like there's no other bits, the only thing they changed recently is you can leave the flag in if you want to when you're putting versus having to take it out.
So I'm glad you brought up golf because I feel like a lot of the spit outs that I see on coverage is because the pros don't change their putt for how close they are. They might be like 5 feet away and they still just jam their putt as they would normally from like 20 feet away. And then they're surprised when it spits out. And it's like, well, in golf, if you're tapping in a putt, you're not going to like take a full swing at it, are you?
Yep.
So, like, I feel like that's some of the onus has got to be on the players. Is like, okay, you know, yes, you putt like that for every other putt, but you know, if you want to really make sure of it going in, rule out the spit outs. Maybe think about adjusting your putt for how close you are.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you think it is like about baskets like catching disc? Do you think it is like a lot about the basket design, or do you think it is actually more so a onus on the player, like they are bad putts?
I think it's a bit of both. Probably a bit more on the onus on the player, especially if you're that close. You don't have to be throwing at 400 k's an hour. Just
tap it in. Just tap it. I mean, taparoo.
You see it on the golf green when golfers, you know, they might hit their 3-footer a bit too hard, and you can see the repercussions of that. You know, what I mean, it's the same kind of thing. If you're only putting from 5 meters, don't putt like you're putting from 15.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting. There was an event a couple of years ago where I can't remember what it was called, but they were using Discraft baskets, and I think it might have been the Chain Star, the original one. I can't remember the exact model name, but that was an event where it was shocking. Like there was some serious spit throughs, spit outs, and it was just clear that there was something wrong with these things, with these baskets. And so, to their credit, Discraft kind of obviously went to the R&D and came out with the Chain Star Pro.
Yeah.
Which is the newer basket now, which is their kind of premium offering.
It now catches your disc.
and they've put, they made enough modifications, and I've seen it, being used quite a bit, and it seems to do the job now. So, there's definitely kind of, I think, baskets that they're not made as well as they could be in terms of its design for catching, and sometimes it's about the putter. So
yeah, I think it is cool with the championship level. I know that there's some talk about like the Disc Golf Pro Tour, like trying to have the one basket on every sort of course, that type of thing, which is going to be pretty hard to do. But I mean, even just like having spoken to you a little bit over the years on some of the basket design, one thing I think is quite fascinating, one thing I do a little bit when I'm seeing a new basket that I have a check, is actually like go up to it and look like bird's eye view down and just have a look like where the what would you call it, the tines sort of come out, or like
radial reps.
Yeah, like check out sort of where they are, like as a bit of a clock face, like the positioning of them. Is that something that you sort of you've tried to tweak over the years, like, and obviously where the chain is then sitting and falling down, that's going to be the fall and the position of the chains, like that you're putting into, I suppose.
You talking about the target top or the cage?
Like the target top.
Top,
where the chains are hanging and falling down from. And some of them, like, you've got to have a little bit of resistance, or they've got to be able to move when the disc initially putts, like that sort of thing. So can you explain a little bit of that and what you do? Yeah,
like most people, you might not know, looking at a basket, that the radial reps, and that's spokes, if you like. The spokes. There's usually 3 different types, I'd say, or maybe 4, whatever you like. Usually most have either 12 radial reps, or they might have 13, 14.
Yeah.
And I think maybe 15s might be the max. I think the max allowed is 16 radial reps.
Okay.
And so if you've got, let's say, and for the Rad Ace, for example, we've got 14 radial reps. So we've got 14 outer chains.
Yeah.
And on the latest basket, it'll have 14 middle chains as well.
Okay.
Yep.
So 28.
And then 7 inner chains.
Okay. 20, 35. Wow.
Yep. So 35.
Three lines of chains.
3 lines of chains, yeah. Right. Most baskets do have like an outer, an inner, or an outer, middle, and inner. Some have, they call it inner, middle, blah, blah. Basically where the positioning of the chain is on that spoke.
Yeah.
So, it's absolutely, we
radial reps.
Radial
I've
reps.
never, ever heard that term.
Okay.
We've gone very, very deep. I'd love to just open it up to the listeners for people to send in what's your favourite basket and what's your least favourite basket.
And if you say Rad Ace, you will get 10% off.
Actually, question, just coming back quickly to what we sort of said before, outside of the Rad Ace, what is a basket that you just look at and you're like, yep, that's nailed it. That is a proper disc golf basket. Is there anything?
Look, I mean, to be honest, the Innova Disc Catcher Pro has always been a solid basket, but I think
you are a traditionalist,
but I think personally, the MVP range of baskets, I do like their style and what they've been doing.
That's like the black hole. Is that those?
Yeah,
Black
so
hole,
there's
gravity?
gravity, the portal,
Okay.
and black hole. Yeah,
Unreal.
the main ones. So, yeah.
Cool. All right, man. Well, thanks for a little bit of insight into some basket design and what sort of goes into it. I mean, I'm sure that there's a lot more to sort of touch on, but I reckon that'd be a pretty fun thing to do, design a basket.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
We just called to have a chin wag. We just called to have a chat with friends. We just called to talk some disco and to catch up on the latest disco trends.
All right, Alex, welcome to the TL podcast. Making your first debut on here, mate. But sorry it took for you going overseas to make it here. How's it all going?
Yeah, it's definitely a great experience. I'd say the travel is not fun, but it's worth it. And I mean, I've had good times over here, and the disc golf is great,
Mate, I mean, we'll talk a little bit about the round, the opening round in the moment, but tell us about the distance comp, because everyone in Australia wants to hear.
Now, hands up, Alex. I've been getting the distance wrong. I thought you threw 192.7. Paddy, you were right.
Yeah.
It's actually 197.2. So surely we round that up to 200. 197, you just round that straight up. You threw 200 metres in the distance comp, mate. That is actually insane, particularly for someone who's playing MJ15. Do you realise how scary that is for us old blokes trying to potter around in MPO?
I mean, it's still kind of not sunk in that I've thrown that in a distance contest, but when I did it, I was also spewing that I didn't reach the 200 mark. But
it's
at the same time, I was definitely happy because I was just aiming like, I don't know, 525, 550. And,
yeah. So what was the disc and what was the strategy?
So we had a mean tailwind blowing down. Like it was we started flat and then it kind of dropped off. When you got to the 550 mark, there was a drop off, like not that steep, but it would just let it carry more. So we had a mean tailwind, so I put a 150 gram boss really high on an Annie, and then it just kept going and going and going, and then fell down the back of that slope. And I didn't
saw the video. It was a 360, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I started out very wide because you have to stay in between these PDGA banners. They're quite wide. It's like 40 meters wide, but yeah.
Still, that's pretty tight, really. When you're throwing that massive big S shot. That's I was stoked it landed in, mate. And hey, you're a distance world champion. That's pretty sick.
Yep. Yeah, it's really cool.
On the podium for putting as well. So took out third, I believe, in the putting competition.
Yeah, well, that putting competition was basically who could putt in the wind the best because it was incredibly windy. All the scores were low, but yeah, still good fun. We got good baskets over here on every course, so good catches.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, unreal, man. I did enjoy the video of you throwing the 360 as well. The spotter. It looked like you were making the old fella there with the Innova t-shirt work pretty hard.
Yeah.
Follow.
Now, Alex, we're just sort of catching up on all the goss. We spoke to Nick, and he let us know about the air quality and the issues with the smoke. What's the format for your competition? You play two different courses, or were you meant to play 2 rounds yesterday, or just the 1 round?
No, so I was supposed to play the 1 round yesterday. I wish that round got cancelled because of air quality, but
why do you say that? Didn't play as great as you'd like?
Yeah, I didn't play that great. But yeah, so today I have 2 rounds.
Yeah.
And then it goes another single round, then another single round. And if you're in like the top, I think it's 25 or 40%, you go semis, and then the top 4 play a final 9 holes. There's 3 courses we play: Sunset Hills, McNaughton, and Lake Eureka, Permanent. And if you get to that final 9, you go to Northwood Blue for 9 holes.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, cool.
So the one that you played at the moment, is that the harder course, or?
Yeah, I'd say it's harder than McNaughton and Sunset, which I have today. I've got both of those today.
Cool.
And yeah, it's kind of one of those courses. If you're hitting your lines, you can go really low. If you're just a bit off, you can go just into trouble and find a couple OBs.
All right.
Well, you're only 5 shots back on the hot round at Sunset, mate. So you're right there. We're backing you in. You reckon you got a chance to take this one home?
Yeah, I mean, what's it? 4 rounds left. I'm only 1 round down, 5 back. Yes, I didn't play how I wanted to, but I mean, we have 5 rounds. You can't expect to play perfect every round, and I realise that. So
yeah,
you know, Sunset is probably more attackable for me since I do throw that further. It's on a ball golf course, so it's more about putting yourself like a good 150 in the fairway and then having an easy upshot.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure playing Mundaring has prepped you well for that.
Yeah.
How did you find like all the sort of the pre-tournament stuff, or you know, playing the courses, getting it? Did you feel like you got a good look at them all, or?
Yeah, I feel like I did. I played every course twice. I even played Northwood twice just in case. And yeah, I mean, we played a bunch of rounds. We played a practice round with a couple multiples, and then we played a scoring round with singles. And I put some good scores down. And yeah, I'm still feeling confident.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. And how's your bro going?
I was on the bag from yesterday at Sunset,
Right.
and he I don't know, he had some really good drives, but a couple lackluster second shots. But I mean, he's kind of just out here having fun. He's playing all right, but he'd like to play a bit better.
Awesome.
Yeah. Saw he snagged a cheeky eagle on one of the par 5s yesterday. That was all right.
Yeah, that was his last hole of the day.
Oh, no way. Finish with the eagle.
Sick.
All 4 of them put it over for an eagle putt. There was this one Norwegian guy who went OB off the tee. He was 400 feet out, and he threw a big Annie and put it in for eagle.
Oh, wow. That's insane.
And then Toby put it over safe. Then another guy did. Then another guy did. But one guy missed the putt. So there was 3 eagles on that card, which is good.
Yeah.
Making a mockery of it.
That's nice.
And what about your dad? Has he got some discs he's having a chuck as well?
Yeah, he was just playing. He's got a couple discs. He was just chucking when we're doing practice. So yeah, he's enjoying it.
Yeah. Oh, cool, man. And how's like the vibe of the tournament? Like, is probably definitely the biggest tournament you've probably played, and yeah, how are you finding the whole experience?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the biggest one I've played, but it was kind of weird playing that first round because I haven't played with other juniors for like a very long time. So it almost felt like I had less nerves, but I knew I had nerves as well because I'm used to playing with people older than me. But yeah, the whole tournament feel is really good. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Now, Alex, are the rounds today definitely going ahead, or is there a chance they're going to get called off due to that smoke? Because I heard it was actually quite bad upon the start of today.
Yeah, so yesterday they had it called off because it got to something like very unhealthy, but today apparently said it's supposed to just be unhealthy, which is not great, obviously.
Oh, no. That's at scale. I saw James that it's actually very unhealthy. Hopefully the rounds go ahead, but
yeah,
looking a bit grim at this stage.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting outside the hotel now, and it's quite smoggy out here. But yeah, it doesn't look as bad as yesterday. But we'll see, I guess.
Fingers crossed, mate, because we want to see some of those hot scores keep rolling through. I think out of all the Aussies travelling, you're our best hope. So everyone's on the Alex train back here, mate.
Now, before we let you go, mate, we put out on the socials if anyone had a couple of questions that they wanted us to ask you, send them in. So we just had a couple. Now, Chris Finn wants to know, which is your favourite hole at Eureka?
Favourite hole? I'd like, I'd say 4.
Hole 4? What's hole 4? Talk us through it.
It's like 65 meters downhill. Nice little tunnel shot. There's a gully in between, and you just throw over that.
Blakey Houston, I'm not sure if you know him, but he's asked, ask Alex who the biggest guy in Oz is.
The biggest guy in Oz. Okay, if you put it in a distance contest, I reckon he will beat me. On the course, I reckon we throw the same.
Yeah, look, mate, we had a little bit of a shout out earlier on the pod, and I think you can, you've got that one over Blake now, where you're actually a world distance champion. I'm not sure if Blake has that.
Sorry,
yeah, sorry,
this
mate.
Is in an official context.
Official.
Yeah. But I know he's got something on his Instagram of his furthest recorded throw on U-Disc is 197.2 as well.
Mate, U-Disc distances are always like, you're always adding an extra 30 meters on it. Sure.
Exactly.
For sure. Yeah, this is an official record.
Does that 150 grand boss, does that stay in the bag, that? You throw that at all during a comp?
No. I just throw my 175 ones. That thing gets
smart boy.
Unreal, man. Well, we'll call it there. We'll let you get some reps, have some brekkie, and hopefully that air quality and haze moves on and get out to the course and start playing and tearing it up.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
So, Paddy, what's this on the agenda? I see quiz.
Yes, now
we've up with the quiz.
Had a lot of lovely feedback about the old quizzes. I've prepped one for you boys.
Paddy, I'm the quiz master. You're going to put me to the test.
Hey, look, well, I barely do any work on this podcast anyway, so I thought I'd do something else.
Very cool.
I'll get the next one then.
No, I enjoyed the last time we I ran a quiz. I tested your boys' knowledge on the Jomez Pro theme songs. So I thought in a similar vein, I'm going to test your knowledge again and test your knowledge at home too. See if you can beat the boys. But I've grabbed the opening theme songs for different disc golf media companies.
I'm boned.
And I want to see if you guys can pick them. So what I can't remember what the buzzers were. You pick your buzzers.
Flex it.
Nose up.
All right, so I'll play it. Play it, stop it, sing out.
Can't we just Can't we both answer it and see who gets it right and who gets it wrong?
We can do that too. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, let's do that. All right, first one. All right.
Oh, jeez. Okay, nose up. Well, whatever. We're both saying it.
Yeah, have a go. See if you get it.
JK Pro?
No.
I feel like that's a Jomez one. Is that like a random Jomez segment?
No Jomez in this.
Okay.
We've done Jomez.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't know. Can I have another guess?
Do we have another guess?
Do you want it? You can have another guess?
No. I don't know. That's who.
Do you want to hear it again?
Yes, please.
Yeah. It is short.
Is that Ace Run?
It's not.
Don't know.
Don't know.
All right. That one is Central Coast.
That's Central Coast?
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Next one. It's not 50 Cent, but...
I've got no clue.
Isn't it? Oh, I thought it was Disc Golf Pro Tour.
No.
Oh.
No?
I'm going to lock in Ace Run.
No. Off to a good start, boys. No, that is the Spin TV.
Spin TV?
Yeah.
That's old school, mate.
Old school. So, I hope you're doing better at home.
I've only been playing disc golf for like a couple of years, Paddy. Where have I heard that?
Pro Tours ruined me. I don't watch, post-production now.
Well, you've been on the scene for a while. You should know some of these. Yeah. All right, next one. That was a bit quiet.
It was a bit quiet.
I can play it again.
I know one. I've got it. You got it?
There you go. Yeah, try it again, Fergs.
That is the
Gatekeeper?
It's the OTB skins on GK Pro.
GK Pro. Mm-hmm. Tim is on the board.
Thank the
Well done,
Lord.
mate. All right, next one. All right.
I can see the intro.
What is that?
I thought it was a Dolby intro for Reading Cinemas.
I apologise. I may have not have adjusted the volume on these, so I'm trying to do it manually as we go. So it could be a bit loud coming through. But yeah. Do you want to hear it again?
Please.
Yep.
You guys have already guessed it. I'll give you a hint.
Sounds very dated, that. It sounds old. They need a new intro, basically, is what I'm saying.
All right.
All I'm going to have to guess is Ace Run. Who else could it be?
I don't know. Gatekeeper.
No. It's Disc Golf Network.
That's Disc Golf Network?
That's Disc Golf Network.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know the countdown timer? That gave it away at the start.
Oh, the countdown timer.
Yep.
Mate, I always hit fast forward when I'm watching that.
Oh, this quiz is going great.
Oh, no,
all right.
this is
Next one. Next one.
I know that one.
Yeah.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, man.
That's
It's ingrained in me.
yeah, that's a good, and it's got good lyrics too.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is though.
Oh, come on. I think the players at home, you're going to have to send us in your scores because you're going to smash
Isn't that
these
one
boys.
of Gatekeeper or GK? It's one of those guys. It's not a different segment on GK Pro, is it?
No?
What's the
Do you want to hear it again?
Please, it's a good one. This is a good one.
It's a great. Yeah, love this tune. Naturally high. No.
Don't know. Don't tell me that's Ace Run.
No. Central Coast.
Central Coast. Yeah, that's
Yes.
the Nate Sexton Champs v Chumps one. Is that one?
No. That's just an all. Yeah, that's one of the Central Coast ones.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, next one.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. Big hyzers, anties, and flat lines. Full coverage from the front to the back nine. Double G jerky when it's snack time. You get a ticket to the show that you don't even gotta buy. Like who you know cooler than a disc golf guy. Every ace, every putt, every drive. Can't nobody do it like the disc golf guy.
Oh,
I have never heard that before, Paddy. Smooth though.
I've got a sneaky one.
Yeah.
Murder Mike.
Murder Mike?
No?
I heard him say the disc
No.
golf guy at the end.
Okay.
Is it the disc golf guy?
Yes, it is.
No, I heard that too, but I'm like, that's too early.
Give the man the points.
2-0. All right, next one.
Killing
Killing
me,
me now.
Paddy. You're killing me.
Killing me.
Is that it?
That's it.
Jeez.
I can't.
Give us some rhythm to it.
They start talking. Here it is again.
Who starts talking?
The commentary.
Yeah.
Who? The commentary people.
Gatekeeper.
No clue.
Nah.
Couldn't even guess.
GK Pro.
That's GK Pro.
That's GK Pro.
Who's got time
They're
to
nursing.
watch all this post-produced coverage?
I honestly, no.
Next one.
I got it. You got it, Fergs?
Well, I don't want to say gatekeeper again. I think it's gatekeeper.
It is not gatekeeper.
No.
That is
Oh, God.
Cut Roll Media.
Cut Roll Media.
Shout out to Oscar
There you go.
Felberg.
Oh, goodness me.
You've definitely seen that because, I'm on it.
Out of all the intros we've heard so far, that might be the best one.
Yeah.
That's
That's
definitely
pretty
the
cool shit.
smoothest.
All right. Next one. You better know this one.
Gatekeeper.
Gatekeeper.
I was waiting for it. It was finally.
There you go, Derek. They knew one. All right.
I've heard that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got no idea. Go for it.
Is that a Spin TV as well?
No.
Oh, what is that one? Where have I heard that one then?
That one is Central Coast as well.
Bloody, how many Central Coast ones are there?
Well, they're all all knew them. So, yeah. Some have a couple. But
What does Central Coast cover now? They just cover back, round.
just random little things here and there. They've got their own sort of stuff, local stuff. Yeah.
Third card of MA40.
Is Ian still doing it?
So, yeah. So that's cool, guys. Out of a potential 20 points between you, you got 5. Well done.
Hey,
I only
but
got
how
one of
many-
those.
I got 4 of them.
I did. I did put in a tiebreaker one, but you didn't get even close.
Can
to
you
it.
look up the
But do you
Ace-
want to hear?
Can you look up the Ace Run theme for those at home?
That'll be for the next quiz. I'll give this golden point. If any of you get this, then yeah.
Zero clue. Never heard that in my life.
It is a new media company.
Oh.
Oh, Parked.
Yes, Parked Media. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, Fergie.
Parked
Yes.
Media.
And that's the end of the quiz. You can.
Good Lord.
Think later.
Oh, God.
Well, I hope you did better at home, there, guys. I'm sure.
I'm
there's
sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. That was horrendous.
Actually, I got to shout out the Parks boys because I really like their Bane memes. Just Phil,
strong Bane meme.
Kyle, Ash. We've got a bit more Bane meme fire in our back pocket here. So this is a shout out to Phil and Kyle and Ash. I like the Bane train. I liked McBain. You got to bring some more to the table because we've got a couple in our back pocket we're about to unleash.
Yep. Look out, boys. All right. Wrapping up, guys, we've got a few questions that have been sent in. So straight off the mark, Brenton has asked, should the TAB start taking disc golf bets?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. They'd have no clue, so that'd be good, I reckon.
You're a
I'll have-
betting man.
I'll have $20,000 on KT, please.
Mate, she just came fourth.
Some combos would be interesting, though, wouldn't it, actually?
Would be interesting. Next up, so, we're both saying, that'd be fun, Brenton. Reese, you asked this last episode, but we thought we'd answer it all together and have a little bit of time to think about it.
We were meant to do our homework, and
Yeah.
full disclosure, Reese, we did 0 homework, so we're just off the cuff answering this question again tonight.
We've come a long way from high school. Yeah.
What's going on in the disc golf community that you think isn't getting enough or too much attention?
So, Tim, you touched on it briefly last episode as well, but the Oz Tour, and I think that was a pretty good point.
The tour. And look, I'm not sort of attacking ADG and saying you're not giving it enough attention. It's sort of like putting the onus on the players. Like, we don't care about the tour. We're not looking it up. We're not saying, I'm coming third in the tour. I feel like we could all take it a bit more serious, maybe.
Yeah, nice.
That's what sprang to mind. But, could be certainly bigger issues out there than the Oz Tour.
What do you get for winning the tour?
PDGA membership covered.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that's pretty
And
cool.
a-
$40.
Spice
Sweet.
it up a bit.
Yep. I mean, Aussies love a bit of bragging rights. I mean, it's always been bragging rights, really. So I'm surprised it's not a bit more contested. But yes, it would be cool to see it mean something. So yeah, Oz Tour, cool. The one thing I wanted to say that isn't getting enough attention is pretty much the ADG. There are a shitload of things that go on behind the scenes. And that's not really getting out to the public on what actually happens and what they do. There's a lot of people doing they're working really hard that are doing volunteer hours too, that have been on that board for years, trying to help grow this sport. So it is exciting to see that the strategic plan is like moving forward. I think that'll come out pretty soon. But yes, I don't think that gets enough attention, and it'd be good to see or hear a little bit more of what is going on.
Yeah, I just second to that as well. I just don't think volunteers across the board get much attention. I don't know what kind of attention you give volunteers at clubs and things like that, but there's a lot of people who are doing a lot of good work out there, running events, doing a fantastic job. Yeah. And I don't know if they get the recognition that they deserve, or I don't know what platform you'd put that on to give them that recognition. But
maybe they want a tee-off pin or something like that.
Unfortunately, generally all you hear as an event organizer or what have you is just the negative feedback, and I'm not getting this, and I'm not getting that, and I don't like this course, and I don't like, there's a lot of that negativity. So, don't know, maybe I hear a bit too much of that shit. Yeah, maybe good. Just shout out to the volunteers for making the sport possible.
Here's an interesting one. I know, like in some big tournaments overseas, like volunteers, people who jump in will get a bit of merch. Like they might get their own players pack, that type of thing, or something kind of collectible as well, like a special disc or disc stamp or whatever. But if there are some people out there who have absolutely no interest in their players pack, what if they start saying maybe they can check a box and say, yeah, I'll just donate it to one of the volunteers. They get a full players pack. Or maybe, I don't know, would people be happy for a little bit of their entry fee, a contribution to go towards volunteers to give them something to take home? I think most people would, but yeah, maybe that's an idea.
Yep.
Anything getting too much attention? The only thing that springs to mind is us three deadbeats on the tee off. Surely.
Yeah, clearly.
Too much attention.
Too much attention. Dan Frost. Reese, thank you. Excellent question. Thanks for sending it in. Dan Frost has sent in, there is a lot of focus on growing the sport in Australia at the lower grassroots levels, and rightly so. But what do you guys think are the most important next steps for growing the sport at the top levels, and should the effort be split?
Good question. I personally think too much of the focus is about the grassroots level. So I think maybe that split doesn't have to be 50-50, but there could be a little bit more of attention or a little bit more focus on the top division pathways and how to improve that top level of competition.
Yeah.
What can be done? Maybe some consideration as to what maybe the MPO players would like at all the events, not just the big ones. So recently, I play a lot of the little 2-round, maybe 2-round one day or just 2-round small events. Consistently seeing mixed cards, which I know is great for like all of the lower divisions, but it's annoying playing mixed cards for a 2-round comp when that's 50% of the comp gone, and I haven't seen my competitors until the second day when comp might already be decided because there's so many strokes between us or whatever. Things of that nature, I think maybe that's where some of the focus could be split.
Yeah.
Trying to say, yes, we want to have our competitions open for all, and this is where we're putting all of our focus for getting as many people into the sport as we can. But also we understand that, hey, there's 20, 30 people each comp that want to take it deadly serious, and this is their competitive outlet. Let's also put the focus for them and what do they want.
Yeah.
I think that's where the split could happen.
What about where we're hosting courses, like hosting events, like the course itself? I mean, are you going to travel to a course that is good to play, Crater Lakes, good, fun, challenging course versus another one where it's a little less interesting?
Look, in Australia, there's not a lot of options, so I'll take whatever is on offer. And it does hurt the rating. I'm playing every shitty little course.
So you're saying you got low standards?
I've got low standards. Yeah, I'm easy. I'm easy going. Yep, just hook it into my veins. I'll play it. But at the same time, I'm starting to. Yeah, it'd be cool to see. I think what's the comp that's going on in New South Wales? The Winter Ambush.
Yep.
That's sort of the first comp where I'm sort of seeing the TDs come out and specifically angled the comp towards pros. They've designed a really challenging pop-up course. I think they've said 970 rating is par, which sounds like it's going to be pretty off-putting for a lot of the sort of novice players. But for me, I'm licking my chops and signed up straight away. I think that's more of that, please. Would be great. And kudos to those boys, Jeff Wall and the crew running that in New South Wales. If you haven't signed up, Winter Ambush, get on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think there seems to be a bit of a call out about this. I would like to see, whether it's the tour, whether it's something separate, not really sure, but it seems like I'd like to see some pro-only events. I'd like to see like a little bit bigger cash and just a bit more of a focus on that. I think at the moment, you look at the player pathway for someone coming into the sport, and that to me, like, we're talking about grassroots level. I think that pathway from starting, like finding a disc and finding your local course and coming through. Yes, like we need more courses in the ground, but that is kind of set for that player to make their way all the way through amateurs. Like there's more divisions in tournaments. There's like, you've got local leagues, you've got all that sort of stuff. That's there. That's clear. What feels like is happening at the moment is that the ceiling is kind of set for the pros. Like we've got this point where we can go and we can play these big comps against each other, but unless we want to like personally pay or fundraise or go to do more, we have to go somewhere outside of Australia to play big events. Mm-hmm. The Aussie Open was huge in that. There's only some small little outlying events that have come over to Australia or been run in Australia. That was a bit of a taste of the outside in. I mean, there was a point there where, like, I came Aussie Open, PDGA major, and I was a top 10 in that. Like, is your Blake Houstons, your Alex Kynastons, like your Luke Baines, are they going to have that opportunity in Australia? I don't know if they will. I would like them to. So I think even just like the Southern Hemisphere alone, like, and talking about tournaments in Japan, Australia, New Zealand, like there's all these little things popping up in like the Philippines as well, like Thailand and that sort of stuff. Like there's people that are sort of on the cusp, but I think like we could have something quite massive in like a 5-10 year time of like this, maybe a Southern Hemisphere tour or something like that. Even just before you get to there, like having a little bit more going on between Australia and New Zealand. There's some huge like events happening in New Zealand, and their MPO field is massive. Like, so yeah, just raising the ceiling, I think, is important because this player pathway just at the moment feels like it's a little bit throttled.
It's pretty stark that when you see how many people are traveling to New Zealand for comps and how many people are traveling to the States for comps.
Yeah.
And their eyes are going to be wide open when they come back and they go, oh, wow, we are doing it so differently in Australia.
Yeah.
Like Nick Halstead, Mark Hardy, all those guys playing AM Worlds at the moment, they will be very, very aware of how differently we do it here and how much of the focus over there is where it should be, and we're here, we're 20 years behind where they are in the States. So
yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of that does come down to the infrastructure and the support and all that sort of stuff. But I mean, if we don't start taking those steps now, we'll never reach any of that. And I'd like to see that. I hope Freddie can throw frisbees, and in 20 years' time, there's something for him. So yeah, I think if we make some smaller steps at even just in the next couple of years, like some bigger events and maybe just some pro focus events, like I think we could have some really fun events too, like some match play, some doubles, like, all those type of things. And, the groundwork's been done as well. Like we can, yes, we're all watching Disc Golf Pro Tour, but there's also all the things that are happening in Europe. And yeah, so we don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's just, we have to sort of get behind it. And try some bigger things. But you're right, Tim. I think it is happening now with Jeff Wall, and the Queensland boys seem like they're putting a bit of a focus on that sort of thing as well.
Even just Queensland having like different layouts for different divisions, like that's an important step forward. And I think that's something that more TDs going forward need to look at.
Yeah.
Cool. Very good question. Next one, Simon Tanner. Do Paddy and Tim have a bet going for who will finish higher at Queensland Open? Well, Simon, we do now. That is a cracking question.
That is a good question. What's the bet, Tim?
Well, how's the back, Paddy? How's the back?
I'll be honest, it's not great. Paddy spent 6.5 hours removing tile glue on Saturday. And yeah, I did go down to Barwon Valley. Actually, funnily enough, I've been seeing Ryan Michelle, physio, and it's always that good one where you sneak out for a round and maybe you're trying to do something you shouldn't, and then you run into your physio, your health professional on the course. So he's like, yeah, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I got to try something. Queensland's next week. So I'm a bit stiff, Tim. I'm a bit stiff.
I need stakes.
We'll see how we go.
I need stakes. I need you to front up a bit more because I've got 2 kids. You've only got 1 kid.
That's fair.
Like 2 balls and chains are very, very difficult.
Yeah.
I'm lugging around kids left, right, and centre. You're saying you got out in the course. I've been out in the course this week. So
you're playing Molong though.
Playing Molong, yep.
Yeah.
That'll be great for my back. 10-hour drive up to Molong, play in the rain, drive back.
Well, look, it's a solid field. Even if with no bets aside, where are you hoping you can sit?
I actually haven't had a look, but
there's 24 in open.
Let's pull it up. You start to think of it.
By the way, I love that. Luke Bain goes overseas, and every MPO player in the country is like, yeah, let's go play Queensland.
Let's play his home deck.
I'm pretty sure half the MA1s have stood up, actually.
We would have got destroyed.
Can I give a shout out to our old tee off co-host?
Yes,
Mr. Jareth Sweden. I reckon a bit of a dark horse. He doesn't get out and play that many tournaments, but I reckon, mate, if that boy plays well, look out! Look out!
Yes,
Paddy. I'm just checking the rating wise. You're 7th rated, and I'm 10th rated. So I think going for top 10 for me would be a pretty good get.
Yeah,
because underneath me, there's quite a few boys that could absolutely mop the floor with me.
Yeah.
But no, now that Simon's put it on the agenda, you got the biggest crosshair of all, right on the middle of your forehead.
No worries, mate. I was hoping for top 10 with this back anyway. So, all right, that's the benchmark. Who wins? What are the stakes? What are we going to do?
Oh no, let's have a ponder on that because I'm probably going to lose. So I don't want to front up too much.
At least
can I smell the Inverleigh Dam again? It's nice and black at the moment.
I don't want to go back in there.
No.
I only just got clean.
How about you let me come up with something?
All right, I like that.
You're
all right,
the adjudicator.
We'll put it out on the socials there, Simon. Thank you.
You're Judge, Judy, and Executioner.
And if you've got any suggestions, guys, please flick us through a PM and let us know.
Eh? I better bring me A game.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of episode 40. So thank you for listening, guys. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram. Please, we love it when people send in questions and topics that you'd like us to discuss. And yeah, until next time, I hope you're getting out on the course and playing some disc golf with your mates. Thank you, Fergie. Thank you, Tim.
Thanks, boys.
So that's the end of the episode. Thanks for listening. I don't know why you're still here. We have to go see our families. Seriously, just go play disc golf.